Great always to welcome new players and newcomers and players who will own the future, I would say. So it's great, yeah, to welcome Alexandra here in Linz in this special year, and it's also our first time that we play on clay.
We know how the crowds are when Eala plays wherever she plays in the world. If Eala's going to win this one, she needs to be patient. I reckon it might be a little bit of a struggle. Grabher playing at home and also with that experience on clay, I think might get her a set, but I think Eala's going to win in 3 in the end and get to that second round and take on Ostapenko in the second.
Julia Grabher was expecting something simple and completely natural when she found out she'd be playing her opening match on home soil. She imagined the crowd rallying behind her, the cheers echoing in her favor, and the atmosphere giving her that extra edge that comes with a true home court advantage. That's what every player hopes for in moments like this. But what's actually unfolding in Austria is the exact opposite of what she ever envisioned, and the stunned expression on her face tells the whole story. Alex Eala is arriving, and instead of a balanced crowd, the fans have completely taken over. Reports now suggest that close to 90 of the tickets for this first-round matchup were sold out almost instantly. And here's where it becomes unbelievable. The majority of those tickets weren't secured by Austrian fans supporting their home player, but by Eala supporters, who are determined to turn the entire stadium into a wave of energy for the young Filipino star. Grabher is about to step onto the court in her own country, in front of what should be her home crowd. But instead, she's walking into an atmosphere that feels anything but home. And yet, when Julia Grabher steps onto that court, she's going to feel like the away player. That's the reality she's now dealing with, and it's something no one expected at this scale. Think about what that really means. She spent years building her career, proudly representing Austria and relying on that home crowd connection to carry her through difficult moments. Home advantage in tennis is real. The familiar setting, the support from fans who know your journey, the comfort of competing where you belong. But all of that has suddenly disappeared. Instead, she'll walk out and hear the loudest cheers directed at her opponent, Alex Eala. She'll feel the momentum of thousands of fans backing every single point against her, and somehow, she'll have to shut that out and still perform at the highest level. That's a massive psychological challenge, and it highlights just how powerful the Eala effect has become. This isn't random or accidental. Her fans across the world have been organizing, showing up, and creating atmospheres that are almost unheard of in tennis. What started as a passionate following has turned into something coordinated, global, and incredibly loyal. In Austria, they've done it again, and the entire tournament is now experiencing the impact from every angle.
This special year, and it's also our first time that we play on clay. So
Sandra Reichel has been completely open about her reaction to all of this. As the director overseeing the Ladies' Linz Open during its 35th anniversary, she's clearly thrilled to have Alex Eala in the field. She hasn't just praised Eala's abilities on the court, she's highlighted her impact as a global phenomenon. Reichel acknowledged that Eala is bringing a level of attention, excitement, and fan engagement that is elevating the entire tournament. She also confirmed that Eala will play on the main court, with an atmosphere expected to be unlike anything seen in the event's long history. Reichel even went as far as saying she would personally welcome Eala, recognizing just how significant this moment is. When a tournament director speaks that openly and enthusiastically, it's a clear sign that something extraordinary is taking place.
Great always to welcome new players and newcomers and players who will own the future, I would say. So it's great, yeah, to welcome Alexandra here in Linz in this special year, and it's also our first time that we play on clay.
And while Sandra Reichel is celebrating and the crowds keep pouring in, Julia Grabher is watching it all unfold right in front of her. The buzz, the energy, the media attention, even the special treatment, it's all being directed at her opponent. Grabher isn't getting the headlines, she isn't in the spotlight, and in her own country, she's being completely overshadowed. That's the kind of situation that can shake even the strongest competitors. But here's the reality about Alex Eala. This isn't new. This is just another chapter in a story that's been building for months. She's been creating moments all season that the tennis world simply can't ignore, and the fan base forming around her is something the sport hasn't seen in years. Earlier in 2026 at Indian Wells Tournament 2026, Eala made her debut and the demand to watch her play exploded. Ticket prices surged to unexpected levels, and the result was staggering. Around 5 million in sales generated from just one match. That number sent shockwaves across the tennis world and made it clear that something truly special was happening around this young star from the Philippines. Even the organizers at Indian Wells were caught off guard by just how massive the demand turned out to be. Organizers had to scramble to handle the surge of fans flooding the venue, and that's when analysts started using a term that's now spreading across the sport, the Eala effect. It captures exactly what happens whenever Alex Eala arrives at a tournament. Ticket demand spikes, stadiums sell out, the atmosphere turns electric, and the overall attention on the sport skyrockets. From fan engagement to media buzz to financial impact, it's real, it's measurable, and it's getting stronger with every appearance she makes. And it's not just off the court. Her performances have backed it up. This season, Eala has been in top form, taking down high-level opponents and proving that the hype surrounding her isn't exaggerated. One of the most talked about moments came against Coco Gauff, one of the biggest stars in women's tennis. Beating players of that caliber has only fueled the excitement even more, giving her growing fanbase every reason to show up and support her at full force. Jessica Pegula, a top player on the WTA Tour, even described what it's like to face Eala in that environment. Having competed in packed stadiums throughout her career, she expected a typical high-energy match when they met at the Miami Open. But what she experienced was something entirely different. The crowd intensity was on another level compared to anything she had encountered before. The fans weren't just sitting back and watching. They were fully immersed in every single moment with Alex Eala, reacting to every winner, every rally, every point with a level of passion that Jessica Pegula described as almost overwhelming. She pointed out that no matter where Eala plays, whether it's the Australian Open, the Dubai Tennis Championships, or the Miami Open, the crowd support reaches a level most players never experience throughout their careers. And if someone with Pegula's experience can feel that kind of intensity, then imagine what Julia Grabher is about to face. Walking onto the court in her own country, at her own tournament, only to hear the loudest cheers erupt for the players standing across the net.
Amazing. I mean, I played her when she kind of broke out last year in Miami, and I'm from there, and the whole crowd was against me, and I was like, what on earth is going on? Like, where do these people come from? And then week after week, as she has done well and established herself as a really good player on tour, they all come out to support her. And so I think we saw that in Australia when it was kind of overcrowded. They put her on a too small of a court. We saw it here. You can hear it from the hotel. You can hear the crowd roaring, especially at night. So it's incredible.
It's a situation very few players in tennis history have ever had to deal with on their own home soil. The financial impact is being tracked, ticket demand is under the microscope, and attendance numbers are being studied, and all signs point in one direction. Alex Eala is bringing something to the sport that goes far beyond rankings or match results. This is bigger than wins and losses. It's a movement. The level of passion and loyalty she's inspiring is reshaping tournaments and shifting the entire conversation around women's tennis. For Julia Grabher, this is a challenge unlike anything she's faced before. She's not just competing against one of the most exciting rising stars on tour, but also against an atmosphere filled with overwhelming energy and support that refuses to fade. Austria was expecting a classic home crowd advantage moment, but instead, it's turning into an Eala moment. And as the tennis world is realizing week after week, those moments are something special to us. Oh, what do you think about the phenomenon Eala has created? Have you ever seen this kind of fan devotion this early in a player's career? Can Grabher handle the pressure of essentially playing as the away player in her own country? Or will the Eala effect prove too strong, even on Austrian soil? Drop your thoughts. This is a conversation the entire tennis world is locked into right now.